I'm Dr. Robert Perkins, Professor of Applied Psychophysiology at the College of Certified Psychophysiologists. Law enforcement officers right now are being subjected to a tremendous amount of stress and trauma like they've never experienced before. And there is a great need for mental health practitioners to assist law enforcement officers in processing and dealing with this. Unfortunately, many practitioners don't have a basic understanding of police subculture, which is so important when dealing with the dynamics of how people involved in the occupation of public safety process stress and trauma. The College of Certified Psychophysiologists is offering a standalone course, which is entitled Understanding the Police Subculture.
Look sharp, act sharp, be sharp. These guys coming out of prison, they're buff and on drugs. If you do what they teach you in the academy, you will die. Knucklehead wants to take your gun. So if it's you or some 300-pound naked guy in PCP, you take his ass down any way you can.
You okay, son? You okay, son?
And this course was designed for psychologists, psychiatrists, counselors, social workers, and peer support workers who are directly involved in the provision of mental health and support services to individuals whose primary occupation is that of law enforcement and public safety. The course objectives of this program is to give students a general basic knowledge of the subculture which exists within law enforcement community and how it affects both their professional and the personal aspects of their lives. Students will develop an awareness of how individuals within this subculture exhibit physiological, psychological, and emotional differences than those outside of the subculture. Students will examine the perception that most members of the general public have of police officers and how that differs from the actual truth. Students will also examine the role the media has played in creating these misconceptions of the profession. The course will better inform individuals directly involved in providing mental health care and support in the field of public safety, and it will aid in the effective delivery of professional mental health services, as well as those involved in providing non-professional peer support services. Now, this course has been referred to as Southlandology. What we mean by that is many of the media that we use to demonstrate the different dynamics of how police officers are from civilian population come from the popular television show Southland.
I always wanted to do a show in Los Angeles, shoot Los Angeles for Los Angeles, and so I had this idea to do a show about the Los Angeles Police Department and make it a study of the human condition of the people who do those jobs.
I put my ass on the line for you. I gave you another shot when no one else would work with you. No one.
I feel like there have been a lot of procedural shows over the last few years, ones that kind of deal specifically with the crime. We wanted to do one about what it's really like to be a police officer, the pressures they undergo, the things they have to do.
You okay, son? You okay, son?
How they maneuver within the department, how they maneuver as cops in the society, and how the city has changed over the years, and how the philosophy of the police departments in dealing with the dynamic of a city like this in this size.
Are we done here, or are we waiting for the National Guard?
And the things that affect them in their private lives. So it's much more of a character-driven show than a procedural show.
Are you stalking me now?
Am I what? Hi, I'm Mia Sanchez. I'm a reporter.
Yeah, well, there's nothing to report here, so take your cameraman and go find some real news.
We were able to discuss the concept with Ann Bitterman, who eventually did the research and kind of got the great character stuff she did in her research, and we put it together, and she wrote a beautiful script.
We really kind of wanted to break the mold a little bit, and I felt that John Wells and Chris would be able to do that.
She did almost 9 months worth of research with our researcher, Reva Mandelbaum, where she rode with police officers, spent a lot of time on the street and in various police officers' lives, hearing what they had to say, listening to how they spoke, what their days were really like. We're trying to capture that feeling.
So I guess it's a suspicious death, right?
No, it's not a suspicious death. This isn't a friggin' Agatha Christie novel. There's accidental death, there's suicide, and then there's homicide. This is homicide. He's going in for murder.
There's a lot of ethnic diversity. There's a lot of preconceptions of what's going on in the police force and what's not going on in the police force.
We really wanted to show it, let people see it for what it is now and the pressures and the kind of changes and things that police officers here have to deal with that they don't have to deal with anywhere else in the country.
The producer of Southland's goal was to show the personal dynamic and the aspects of a police officer on the job and in his personal life. And this has been found very effective in being able to communicate this to people outside of the subculture.